women ministry. The topic itself is intimidating. But then when you go through the study, you understand that it's not necessarily a push for somebody to go and marry. Or it is telling somebody you are late. So run. We're not going to ask anybody to run into marriage. That is not the idea. As a matter of fact, when we talk about marriage, I'm one of the advocates that marriage, you have to take your own time to get married. Marriage, we don't rush into it. But this lesson, the summary of, maybe we cannot finish the entire, series. It's a lot of lessons. I did it 2 weeks for the women. But then let me give you the clear reason of this lesson. This lesson is trying to tell you that when you are ready and everything ticks for you to get married, don't wait too long. We will see the reasons why we are saying it. So when at some point you will understand that there is certain advantages of getting married early, and there is disadvantage of getting married early. Advantages of getting married late and disadvantages of getting married late. Then we will conclude. So I'm giving you the content. Then we will conclude on why you have to marry early. And then you will draw your own conclusion. If you want to stick to what we are saying, or you want to stick to whatever you understand. You get what I mean? So the decision making will be solely on you and not the presenter. You will make the choice. You will look at the presentation, you will look at the facts, you look at everything, and you say, okay, what the presentation is telling me, it seems, it makes sense. So I want to, make the preparation. Or, well, it sounds good, but I'm not, at that moment. So we will get to that point. But when we talk about marriage, the biblical point that we have to look is from Genesis, the book of Genesis. When God created everything, the Bible says there is only two things that God blessed, sanctified, and hallowed. Two things. The first among the two is marriage. And the second is the Sabbath. So God blessed, sanctified, and hallowed marriage. So marriage is very important to God. In essence, God is more particular about family. And for that reason, when God created Adam, not Eve, Adam, and brought Eve, God told Adam that you have to what? Give birth, right? Fill the earth. So in essence, God initiated the concept of what? Of giving birth, meaning marriage, because you cannot give birth without getting married. But we also have to understand that when God created Adam, God could have created Adam and Eve, true or false? God could have. So then, if you are reading the Bible, you step back and say, then why is it that God created Adam and did not create Eve? What was the reason behind it? Well, God created Adam, and God said it was not good for man to live alone. It was not Adam who went to God and said, God, I'm alone in the garden, as some preachers will present it. I'm alone and all the animals are two, and I'm only the one. So God creates somebody so I will also be paired. No, it's not true. It's not biblical. So God created Adam without Eve for Adam to have the feel and the essence of singleness. Are you getting me? So God did not want to impose a woman on Adam. But God wanted Adam, whom he has created with logical reasoning and the feeling to come to that sense of demand, the need, the feel for it. So that is the reason God did not create Eve right away. Now, when God created Adam also, you have to understand that God told Adam that tilt the land, true or false? That's what God said in Genesis, tilt the land. In other words, God gave the garden to Adam to keep it. Keeping the garden, tilting the land becomes a labor. And then it's a job. You got a job to do. Adam had a job to do. So the first thing that God gave to Adam was not Eve. But the first thing God gave to Adam is what? Job. You got to work. You got to work. So God gave Adam job to do. Now when God gave Adam job to do, then Adam felt lonely. So God realized that Adam is feeling that loneliness. So in God's, mind, he created Eve. Went through that process. We're not going through the process. Went through that process, took the rib, and made Eve for Adam. So you have to understand that God gave Adam job, and then God gave Adam a woman. What it means is that a man cannot have Eve unless he got a job. If you don't have a job, don't go for Eve. So the first thing that men need is not Eve. But the first thing that men need is a job. You got to work. And then God will bring you Eve. So man does not go and search for a woman. That's another thing. Another caveat thing we're talking about. And I know somebody will ask a question. But the point is, God did not let Adam go searching for Eve. But God created Eve for Adam when God realized that Adam got a job and Adam can take care of Eve. That is the biblical scenario. Now, when you look at it, there are certain factors that leads to marriage or early marriage. Let's go to Africa tradition. Water. My bag is there. Go. There's water in there. Now, do you want to marry and give birth? These are some of the things you will see. Yeah, it's so funny when I mostly work from home, right? And these kids around you and working. So one time I was on a call with my management, talking. Then I thought I've locked the door, not knowing the door is open. And the little one, the girl, just bumped in and said, "Daddy, food is ready." And one man said, "Oh, so when you are working from home, it's all about eating and sleeping." Yeah, so that's some of the part of marriage. You will get there. So when you come to Africa tradition, there is something that is called poverty rights. Those people who grew up in Ghana, or maybe if you didn't even grow up in Ghana, but you have heard or read about it. So the poverty rights, what they were doing is that when you get to a certain age, they know that you are matured to get into marriage. Or you are matured that if you sleep with a man, you can get pregnant. So what the tradition, what they do is that when you get to that age, they do a kind of a celebration for all the girls or the ladies who have reached that age. Now the essence is that once you get to that age, we are telling the whole public. Now you know how they do it. You have to wear, they have this cloth, right? So the cloth will cover only up to here. So your boobs and everything will be showing. What it tells the men around and the people around is that you are matured to what? To get out of home, to get married. Now, another one that they do is asiwa. Asiwa is basically when you get to, when they give birth, you get to a certain age, they give you to a man. So let's say they give birth to you at early ages, maybe 3 years, 4 years. Then they will tell this young man who is maybe 12, 15 years, 16 years, that this girl is for you. So when she grows, you will marry her. So from that time, this man is waiting to the time that this lady will get to the puberty right time, and then they will arrange that marriage. So arrangement of marriage was there in the olden days. People arrange marriage. Some example of some families would decide that my family will always marry from this family. And for that reason, any lady growing up in the home knows that my husband will come from this home. And some people, like when you take the Indians do arranged marriage. I think it's now that they're saying it's dying down. But in India, somebody will be in US here. You have not met the girl before. You don't know the girl, whatever. The family will sit in India and arrange the marriage for you. So you will be here and they will tell you, this is your woman, and make arrangement and come get her. That's how most of the folks that I work with, some of them, that's how they got married. They never saw the woman until they made all the arrangement. The woman came here. So marriage can also be arranged. So let's go into the study. So when you see over the few decades, some years back, the age of marriage has slowly increased. It has increased. Every region in the world for both men and women, like the age, half of marriages after age 30, that is when the people get married. So now when you see people either 30 years or after 30 years, that is when they get married. So in this context, based on this study, we are going to consider early, on time, and late. So when we say early, for a woman, if we say early, it's considered wedding before the age of 23. Early, marriage for a woman. On time means wedded between the age of 23 and 27. Yeah. Late, you can go. Okay, go. Late, show him, he wouldn't know. Late for a woman is married after 27 years. So after 27 years for a woman, the research indicates that you are already late. For a man, early means a wedding before the age of 26. So see, man and woman. Man is 23. A woman is 23, and a man is what? 26. And then for a man, if we are talking about on time, that is, you married at the right time. For a man, is between the ages of 27 and 30 years. So 30 is not for a woman. 30 is for a man. And a man late means they married after 30 years. So for me, it was late. Because I married after 30 years. So for a man, after 30 years, is considered as late. Reasons for marrying early. Reason why most marriages delay or we don't marry early. The first reason is cohabitation. Cohabitation. When we talk about cohabitation in the Ghanaian community, cohabitation is a common term. Because in Ghana, we call it empenatrin. So what empenada? So empenatrin means that they are not married, but they stay together. They stay in the same home, but they are not married. And that is the cohabitation. And the most young adults think that cohabitation is okay because it's a test drive. They think that, well, we are not married, but we're staying together to study ourselves to know how marriage will look like. So to many people, their marriages delay because of cohabitation. Now, why it makes marriage delay? See, here I say many people believe that cohabitation before marriage declined the number of divorces. That is one reason why people think that cohabitation is good. Because they think that once we stay in the same house, we do everything together. If we get married, we already know ourselves and our marriage will be fine. But that's not true. When you go into research indicates that cohabitation before marriage has historically been connected with greater divorce probabilities. Reason is that when you stay together, now let me tell you, whatever a man wants from a woman is sex. It's sex. So if a man needs that sex, in as much as he's not getting it, he's not stopping following you. You got to get it. If a man wants to sleep with you, they will go any length. That's why when you tell them no, they say no, it's not an answer. We've heard it before. No, it's not an answer. So every man, see, sometimes we don't face reality. That is why we have problems in our marriages and our relationship. You have to, see, when you have relationship with a man and a woman, you have to put it at the man's mind that what this man wants from me is sex. Get it? They will tell you, I love you. Yes, it's true. But what they want from you that time is sex. And then the love even comes. That's the reason why somebody can sleep with a mad woman. You know that? Does the person love the mad woman? What does the person want? After sex, what does the man do? Does the man take care of the There was one researcher. I read his book. He said, people say, I love you, and they base on love to get married. However, these same people come for counseling when they want to divorce, and you ask them, do you love each other? And say, oh, yes, I love my man. But you are getting divorced. So what is then causing the divorce? If you love the person, what is causing the divorce? So in essence, it's not only love that bring what? That initiate marriage. There are other factors that is even stronger than love. Are you getting it? So don't put at the back of your mind that the man said, oh, I love you. And for that reason, okay, then I'm here. Get me. It's not true. It's not only love. The fact that the person bought a flower and bought you the chocolate and those things does not indicate that is the end. So finally come get me. I'm here. No. There are other factors that the man is looking to compound the love he's talking about. And some people will talk love and they don't even know what they are talking about. Because what they want is that sex. But they are terming that sex as love. And it's not true. All right. So here, they use it as a test drive. And for that reason, because something that you have covered and not ready to open it until that person takes you to a certain level, and that person did not take you to that level and slept with you, already got it. What is hidden, I've already seen. And I'm getting everything. Every day I see it. You know, whatever time I want it, I take it. So more or less, they are not married. They are just cohabitation, but in essence, they are married because they are doing what married people do. And if I got what I want, that's why there are some people, like in my home, Miami Fie, Mabushim, Ebi Wahopa. A lot of my what do we term them? Not my immediate sisters, stepsisters, and cousins, right? Most of them, they did cohabitation. But at that time, we were young, but we were staying in a compound home, right? So then we saw them with their men, and we thought they are married. And some of them were older. They stayed together, gave birth to 5 children and whatever. And they were still cohabitation. It was not marriage. To the point that some of them, their cohabitation men died. And they never got married. So cohabitation is one reason that marriage will not happen. Because if the man and the woman know that you are cohabitation and you're feeling comfortable in it, the man will not even have the intent of taking you to your parents and getting you married. So cohabitation is one reason why most people delay their marriage. They don't want to marry because they are getting everything they want from the woman. So here, marriage rate decrease is usually accompanied by non-marital cohabitation. They are not married, but they feel comfortable staying in the same home, eating together. Whatever married people do, they do. So then what are you talking about getting married? And those people who have the time to listen to this antenna program, a lot of people think it's funny, but it's not. It's not. I like the program in the sense that it's helping our Ghanaian community. Why am I saying it? Because now it's telling us that there is so much issues in marriages in Ghana than anywhere in the world, I tell you. Some of the things when I listen, I'm like, is this real? Are you talking about reality? And it's real. People have stayed in the same home like married people, giving birth, done everything together, build houses and everything. Now, the man did not take the woman to the home to show parents and did everything. So now the man is, I think the man is saying he doesn't want the woman again. And until now is saying, well, you did not get married. So whatever you want, you may get based on the man's decision. Or you don't get it. If you are married, you are binded to something. It will go to your family, and family will sit and then make the decision. But now you can do anything about it. So cohabitation is very dangerous. Premarital childbearing. And this is the one that kills the cat. Because if you are cohabitation and the unfortunate incident happen and you get a child, it destroys everything. The man is not even looking at you any longer. See, when you are younger, and if you are not giving birth as a young lady, everything is intact. Those who are married will know what I'm talking about. Probably I will not go to me. I can go detail anyway, but maybe you will not like it. Everything is intact. But the moment you give birth, especially if you are not fortunate, and they do C-section on you, things start changing in the body. And if you are cohabitation and the changes happens in your body. See, as I told you, it's not only love that gets people into marriage. There are other external realities. Some people even get married because of the shape of the woman. You are Coca-Cola. Yeah, I know one of my friends. When we were talking about, a woman I want to marry, and, some people were saying, I want a Christian woman. I want a woman who go to church, who pray. He said, no, I don't want any of them. Because if the woman comes to my house, I can let her pray. But if the woman comes to my house, and the woman is not Coca-Cola, I have to suffer for her to get a Coca-Cola shape. So, the intent of this man is looking for a woman with a shape. You understand? So don't tell me it's only love. And he was realistic. He said, it's not about love. He told me, he said, Koku, it's not about love. I said, why? Why is it not about love? He said, well, It's not about love because if I love somebody today, I can decide not to love the person the next day. Is that true? I say, yes, it's true. It's okay. It's not marriage. It's not love. It's about what I see and what I want. And he said something that stick with me. He said, if I love somebody based on whatever that the person has, then I will make sure to spend on that person so the person will keep that thing. You see what was somebody's intent? That's what I'm saying. So for this person, cohabitation is dangerous. Because if you stay with this man and he saw your boobs standing, and now you gave birth to 2 kids with him without marriage, and the boobs get flat tie happens, then this man is what? Packing his bag and leaving you. You see the intent? So cohabitation is dangerous, especially when a child comes in. The man is not taking you anywhere. If you see, sometimes even if the person is not even a Christian, then it's more dangerous. Because with a Christian man, the church will force him to get married to you. But if the person is in the world, who is forcing him? He will just pack his bag and bye-bye, he's gone. So cohabitation is dangerous. If the person is not married to you, don't stay in the same home with the person. Neither open the closed gadget for him to use it anyway. It's closed. Don't open it. Because the only thing the person is looking is to open that gadget. Once you open, that's all what I was fighting for now. I got it. So what else? So it balls on him to either marry you or to leave you. And find somebody. And that the sad part is, when they leave you, they go and find another one whose gadget is closed. And the person who will insist they are not opening until marriage. See, people don't want to face facts. A lot of men out there, they want, including myself, they want women who are what? Virgins. Every man's desire is to get a virgin woman. But every man's desire is to sleep with all the women around. So who will be the virgin for you? You get what we are talking about now. So these things that we are studying, that we have studied the whole month, see, that's what beginning I told you. It's up to you. This topic basically is not telling you, forcing you to go get married, but it's telling you the things that you have to watch out. And it will help you to make informed decisions. So reason for marriage delay. The second point is, I can't even see my own screen, and I've forgotten that. Yeah, sowing wild oat paradox. I think here the light is too much, so I don't see. Sowing wild oat paradox. So here the idea is the young adults think that they are at a certain age that they need to enjoy life. So now I'm at this age. I want to enjoy life. I don't think about marriage. If I get the woman, if I get a man, I sleep with them. After all, I will die. So let me enjoy life before I go. That is a statement people make. So sexual promiscuity and more sexual ideals have a higher possibility of divorce when they marry. So people who engage in premarital sex or sexual promiscuity or sexual ideals, research indicates that their marriages died. When they get married, the divorce rate, the possibility of them getting divorced is high. Why? Because when they were friends, they started having an affair. When they get into marriage, let's say they started from age 15, 16, and they have been doing this over and over again. Now the men look like nothing to you. So when they get married, that thing is already old for me. Now they want to get somebody else. So the idea of, sleeping around and doing all those things is also the reason why people's marriage delay. They want to enjoy life. I'm now old. I'm fine. At this age, let me, get some girls, get some guys, sleep with them, and then maybe I will find somebody, one, and then marry. When you have this mentality, you are not thinking about marriage. You're thinking about, picking pieces and having fun. And that also delay marriages. Is it dead? Okay. Older is better paradox. Older is better. So many young people think that the transition is so huge. Like transition into marriage, there is so much harm in getting married. When I started, I told you. When you talk about marriage, people don't even want to listen because they think that there is too much to do when it gets to marriage. And for that reason, their mind is never about getting married. Their mind is about having a long-term relationship. And that mindset would delay marriage because you are not even thinking about it. For this reason, the adult wait to get married until almost their 30s. That's the reason why. Because at that early stages, like 20s, that they could have married, they are not even thinking about it because they think there's so much, things that involve in marriage, and they don't want that responsibilities and other things. So they will be waiting. They will be doing their own thing. By the time they realize, they are 30. And when they are 30, then at that time, the family will be pushing, friends will be pushing, the environment will be pushing, and then they will get into marriage. And that is also dangerous because you might land in something that you don't even want. This thing is not working for me today. Okay. Another reason that delay happens is waiting for the perfect syndrome. Waiting for the perfect syndrome. Selective criteria. I want a man who goes to the gym and have 6 packs like me. I'm not there. See. Yeah, just like you, it's true. So see, the selective criteria is dangerous. And mostly when we talk about this, the men will turn and look at the ladies. But that's not true. I gave you an example right now. There are other men who are also not getting married and in wait because they want that lady. Coca-Cola shape. And the ladies are also looking for men who has a certain profession. I want a doctor. If you are not a doctor, no. I want 5'7". If you are, at least I will consider if you are 5'6". But 5'3"? 5'3"? No. So, the first guy came. 5'5". Very good young man. And they go with the criteria to the extent that they make it like, okay, you can be 5'5", and if you're a medical doctor, and you don't have any loans to pay, then I will consider. But if you're a medical doctor, and you have loans to pay, and you are 5'5", no way. So all these selective criteria are there, and you are pulling the people out of your track, pulling them out of track. And you will get to 30, and now you start reducing your criteria. Now, even if you get 5'2", it's okay. But 5'1" will not even come. And your marriage is getting delayed. So selective criteria, unrealistic expectations I want a Christian man, a Christian woman. And even that woman, when she's coming, I don't want to hear the milk sounding. That is the good woman I want. Hey, no, there's no perfect person on planet Earth. No perfect. You have to make the person perfect as you want. But the reality is that you will get somebody who is as perfect as you. So you have to use your perfection to get that perfect person. Mercy is too big for you. I saw Mercy's face and I said, no. No, I have to tone down. I have to go down. I have to go down because Mercy's face, I didn't like it. So see, Mercy, see, what I'm saying is, you want a perfect man. Perfect men want a perfect woman. But I'm not perfect. See, I want the same measure. Bible says the same measure will be used. So I want a woman who is Coca-Cola. Okay? If I see the Coca-Cola, that Coca-Cola also wants 6 packs. But I have a pot belly. This pot belly man is looking for Coca-Cola. You understand? It will not work. So be realistic when it comes to marriage. Else, your marriage is going to be delayed. Because you will be looking for the perfect. You will not meet the perfect. Somebody might be okay with something, and you can manage. Let me tell you something. If you want to marry, and you meet a man, you want 5'6", okay? But as far as I know, 5'6" don't put food on the table anyway. But you want 5'6", that's fine. But a person might not be 5'6". The person might be 5'4". But then that person is able to make you happy. Understand what I'm saying? Go for that. Don't wait for the 5'6" who will beat you. Because you want better than bad, right? So what I'm saying is that the selective criteria, I'm not saying it's not good. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's not good. Everybody, nobody can tell me, everybody who has got married based on certain criteria. Everybody. Even though some people at some point reduce their criteria, but they married based on something. Right? So it's fine. But then don't rely so much on it. If you rely so much on it, your marriage is going to delay. Because you get to a point that you might not get what you want. Okay. So let's see. As I said from the beginning, this lesson is not pushing you into marriage. So marry early than later doesn't mean that you have to always choose the other way. It goes hand in hand. It has to, whatever that fits you, you pick. Now let's see. There is advantage of late marriage. There's advantages. But as we go the studies, I'll try to get to that point so I don't leave you hanging. There is a point that you will see why early is better than late. But late is also fine. See, people get married late for these reasons. See, some people want personal growth, time for personal growth. You see, somebody will tell you, see, I don't want to marry at the age of 20 because even me, myself, there are certain things I see I'm not really good at. I'm not able to take care of myself, my needs, certain things I lack. So going to bring another man to my home and I can't even manage myself, then I'm not getting married, right? And the reverse also go to the men. You see, there are some men, they are not even able to handle their own responsibilities. When you are staying with your parents, it's different. And when you stay alone, it's different. With me, I left home at a very early age. I stayed on my own for a very long time. But why I knew cooking and all those stuffs. I learned it from my mother, right, from my village. So I knew those things. But there are some guys, they are from rich home. So washing, cooking, and those stuffs, they did not what? They did not study. They don't know. So when you're staying alone, it becomes very difficult. So they don't know basic things that they have to do. So why do they have to go and pick another woman and bring to your home, or another man to bring to your home. So time for personal growth. Because of this, they will not want to marry. They will wait their marriage. And marital stability and adjustment. At an early age, marriage can be at a higher risk of disruption because the spouses are more likely to be based on mistaken expectations. People who spend their years as singles before marriage can display more adultness in their matrimonial marriage due to their quality of tolerance, knowledge, tranquility, under stress, and willingness. See, people believe that when you grow to a certain age before you get married, you are able to take control of your marriage. There is stability in the home. Why? Because they have had a lot of experiences, right? Maybe somebody who get married at the age of 30 or after 30 years. They are already grown-ups. You know, their mindset is grown. They know how to manage themselves. They know how to carry themselves, right? How to handle disputes and all those kind of things. So people believe that when they grow up to that age before they get married, they are able to bring stability in their homes. When there is issues, they are able to, resolve it quickly and all that than somebody who is what? Who is very young. So that is the concept. That's the reason why a lot of people also do not get married at an early age. Because of age, the level of maturity in people's thinking and behavior increases. Therefore, people deliberate more virtually on what they desire from a lifetime relationship as they grow older. See, so people think that once they grow to a certain age, they are able to dialogue, right? They are able to dialogue well and know what they want and what they don't want before they get married. And when they get married in the home, they are able to express themselves. They are able to handle, especially when children come in, they are able to handle all those situations. So that's one reason why people also delay their marriage. Other people also talk about education and career opportunities, which is also one advantage. So people think that when they marry late, it can allow them to pursue their own career choices, educational, dreams. So like maybe I want to be a doctor. To be a doctor, it takes, a long number of years. So let's say you get into medical school at the age of 25, right? And it's going to take you like 7, 8 years or even more to really become a full-blown doctor, right? So then the person say, why do I have to marry early and then I will not be able to, become the doctor I want to do? Because if I marry early, I might not be able to concentrate on my career and I have to stop and do something else. So then let me forget about marriage and then go all the way to finish my medical school, then I will get married. So by the time the person goes through the academic ladder and become a medical doctor, full-blown one, that person is almost maybe 35. That is one reason. Some people postpone their marriage due to their career pursuit, as some delay because of their educational plans. Late marriage let people continue their education life and focus on their career choices. So one advantage that researchers think delay marriage is education and career opportunities. I want to wait and be able to get focus on the career choice that I have made. So that's one reason. Then good mental health. Advantage. See, the research indicates that when you marry early, there is a possibility of having mental health issues. Example is what I show you right now with this man, right? And my case. While I was working, okay. Hey, watch out when the year come once me. So whilst you are, busy doing something, that is where their fun starts. So they don't take whatever you are doing into consideration. This, like about 2 weeks, I've been very tensed up with job. Even today, I was supposed to go to work. As a matter of fact, they will schedule me today to go to work. And I gathered the courage yesterday night. And I sent a long text message to my manager. And when I sent the message, no response came. I sent it around 6. Response didn't come. And I think she responded around 9 thereof, and I couldn't see it. So in the morning, I was like, wow, this woman doesn't respond, so it means I have to work. Then later on, when I I didn't see when I checked, then she said, Ade, you can do whatever you want. That's fine. See, so these are some of the things that if you have children and they are bugging you, mental health issues. And also in your home, there's a possibility that you get to a point, marital issues. People who have married will tell you, marital issues is flying all over. It can happen anytime. This morning, those who came to the tree service, we discussed that. See, financial issues, a lot of things can happen. Sicknesses and other things can happen, and that can break you down. So these are some of the challenges that we face, and it can affect your health also. So people think that, why do I have to marry early? And I'm not able to control myself. And I have children at early age, and I have life. I'm so young. I have to go out. Now, if you have kids and you are maybe 25, your peers will see you as old. Yeah, they will see you as old. Now, this one is covered. It's all white. You understand what I'm saying? So you will be when you are young and you get married, the responsibilities, the challenges that marriage comes with, you might not be able to handle, and it will break you down. A lot of people, they got married at an early age, they gave birth, they didn't know their left from their right, they don't have parents anywhere to help them, and it became so much of a burden on them, and some of them, they get sick out of that. Get sick. And many parents will tell you, even those like my wife, when we gave birth to this guy, we were in Buffalo, far away. No Ghanaian people around. We were alone. You don't know your left from your right. You got C-section. You don't know how to handle yourself. Until the parents came, she's already broken down. These kids will cry. So there are some kids, they will cry all day long. At that time, I was still working. I think that was the time I have transitioned to Chase Bank. And I have to adjust myself in that environment. And this little one, crying, and you have to wake up at dawn. And sometimes you stay all night. And in the morning, you got to go to work. So mentally, you break down. When you go to work, and these little guys who think they are managers, if they are also chasing you out and cursing you and all that, then by the time you come home, you are already dead man. So some of these things, some of these reasons why people think that I'm not getting married early. I have to wait and adjust myself and all that. Yeah. Then we have disadvantages. So let's see some of the disadvantages of late marriage. In as much as we have advantage, there are disadvantages. Delay childbearing impresses population growth. As a matter of fact, the Bible itself tells us that we have to what? Give birth. Because the expectation is that the children that we give birth, we have to be like the sea or the sand on the sea, right? Yeah. And that's what God told Abraham. Now, are we there yet? We are not there yet because of you. Yeah, because of Mimi. Mimi. Yeah. And I don't know how we delay. So we have to populate the earth. That is biblical. Populate the earth. And now people have stopped populating the earth because they have delayed. So there are some people, they are real. Their reality is that I'm not giving birth if I'm not married. Right? So they are waiting to, and they are not married. They don't want to get married also. So then, how are they going to give birth? So now the children give birth. Population is what? It's decreasing because people are not giving birth as it's supposed to. So at least everybody, you have to give 5. If we want to reach that Mpuanuamia, Belinda 5. Belinda 6. Christy 5. Mercy 7. Mercy 7 is okay. No? 4. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Up and you the one. So you see, that is one reality. So it's a disadvantage. The population is decreasing because people don't want to get married and give birth. A study published in Human Reproduction says that a woman's fertility, I'm not a doctor, I'm not in medical profession, this one I copied, that a woman's fertility begins decreasing as early as her late 20s and not in her 30s, as was previously believed. In the previous year, near say, we do 30 years, around 30 years here. Then your what? Your fertility, decreases, issues come and those things. But now, research is indicating that that's not true. Now it decreases in your 20s. Why? Because, if I can't put all the research here, but the reasons they gave is because in this generation that we find ourselves, the things that we eat has affected our fertility. And for that reason, so in the olden days, our mothers didn't have this issue. But now, there's a lot of issues. Now, childbearing has become a big trouble. People go and they are not able to even give birth naturally. You have to be cut and all that kind of stuff. It's because whatever we are eating, the things, the environment, it doesn't even support. So now if you delay your marriage to that ages, then you are causing yourself harm than good. So we need to do it as early as possible. We will come to that. I'm not saying go and get married today. No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if all the ticks are there, right? Everything ticks. The man is there. You don't have issue. The money is there. You got job. The man. That's what we started with, right? You got job. You got all those. You are responsible. You can take care. Don't wait. Don't delay. Because if you delay, your woman is going to have those issues, as I have. I delayed. If I had to be born again, not born again as church, for that I already have it. If I have to go back to my mother's womb and they give birth to me, and these guys, they got problem. Because they're going to get married early. They won't be like me. Because see, my own personal experience, and I've told a lot of people I talk to them, I tell them point blank. I think even my in-laws, I think they know, right? Yeah, I think I just vomited something like that. See, if I'm coming back to this planet Earth, at the age of 20, I will get married. Because these people, that's how I'm going to bring them up. I'm going to bring them up that they will be like the people they have come to. They did not come, I came. Like the country that they were giving birth. See, let me give you a clue. When you are at work, you see this young girl, and you ask them, how's your family? And they say, oh, my daughter, my son is at college, about to finish college. Oh, for real? They say, yes. Oh, you are old. No, I'm not. How old are you? I'm 25. Wow. 25? That's this young man. I think the son is a medical doctor or something. And I asked him, how old are you? I was so confident. Because your son is, and this, he looked like young. He said, how old? He said, I'm 25. No, for real? He said, yes. How did he? He said, he did not get married because they are in the world. But I think that boy is the one in medical school. He just met a lady, and for some reason, something happened, and they gave birth. And he was very young at that time. And now look at where and he is very young. When you look at him, he is young, and so that even made me ask the age. So the importance of getting married early is that you will give birth and you will still look young. You look young. But when you give birth at an old age, you are already old. And you will be older more. Yeah, because when you see me, how old I am, give me something. People are always considerate on me. I don't know why. See, I don't know why people are so considerate about me. when I was in Buffalo, the same thing. When I asked them, because nobody knew my birth date, right? We call it birth date. Like the happy birthday thing I don't do. Yeah. So nobody knows. And the church, everybody knows that, so they do happy birthday for them. But nobody has ever done it for me. And I do for them. As a matter of fact, they have a pastoral thing. So when you are going there, normally you go and present, before the church, you present all these birthday people and that. So I normally do, but nobody knew. So I click on one man's, and then he said, wow, we've never done birthday for this guy. So they wanted to know my month of birth. So I asked them, if I would tell them that month, they have to give me an age. And somebody was bold to tell, because at that time I was not married. Somebody was bold to tell me that I'm 16 years. But at that time, I think at that time I was young, but not that young. I think, because that was the time I just finished, my master's program here, and I moved there. So I was young. I think at that time I was around 25. Yeah, I was around 25, 26. So I was not, but then that age was, So basically, when you grow up to a certain age before you get married, now maybe somebody will say you are bored. So if they give you that age, it's wrong, right? Yeah. But now you can't even give me that age. I will not accept it. So now you can give me how many years? 42, around that. 35, 38. Yeah. Don't waste Patel. How much will you give? So the fact is, early marriage is very good. Childbearing issues is very dangerous. And a lot of women are facing it. As women delay their marriage, this decreases their fertile years, and childbirth endeavors may become difficult. See, many of the issues, there's another research. Oh, this thing is not helping me today. Oh. Barry. Oh. Okay. Yes, so disadvantage. Let's see. The decline in birth rate. Women around the world have fewer babies compared to their old generation. Childbearing rate is decreasing worldwide, which is a major factor in the decline of the population. So these are some of the birth rate. So now, most women might have preferred to give birth to 5 children or 6, but you can't do it when you marry late, right? Because if you are 30 years, you get married at 30 years, and you start giving birth even the next year. So let's say 31, 32 years, your first child. Make the match and see how old you will be and how old will be your child at that time. You might be about 60 years, and your children are still in college and other things, and it doesn't help. I think there was another lesson I did with the woman. Is it family bonding? I don't remember. But in one of those, the research indicates that there are issues in families, all because we are not able to bond with the kids. Why? Because of age difference. Like, see, I'm still young. I didn't mention my age, but I'm still young. I think I'm young. You can say I'm bored. Bored doesn't mean you are not young. I'm still young. Because I know somebody who is 20 and the person is bored. He's at my work. If you want, I can take you there. He's younger than me. He's bored. Me, I can even shape it. So see. So see. The whole thing is, what was I talking about? So if you are maybe 50, late 50s or 60s, and you have a child like this, How are you going to do it? Now, see, I go to work. I have to drive all the way back home, take this young boy to school. See how I go. I go to work alone. I come home and pick him to school. I go back to work. I come back and pick him from school, take him home, cook for him, and then go back to work. Yes. And in America, what's what Abraham mean? In America, you got to do it. You got to do it because my wife is their job is like always talking on the phone and do stuff. So she can't do it. You can't even go in a minute. So I have to do it because I have that, lease, a little bit to go up and down and do stuff like that. So I do it, right? But if you are old man, how are you going to do all these runs? You can't do it. You are tired already. Now, when I get from work, I got to take them to the park. I don't want to run, but I have to run. Right? So I can run because I'm a sportsman. But if you are old and you can't run, how are these kids going to feel? Their counterparts are running with their fathers. And their father is old man. And that father is sitting under the tree and looking at them. You are destroying them. So you make sure that you give birth at the age where your children will grow and you are still strong and young. So you can mingle with them. See, when I come home and I sit on the floor and they pick the computers and we are playing together and I crack the jokes and they are all laughing and hitting your head and whatever, they feel good. But then if you are old, you can't do that. You can't even go, your knee is even cracking. You can't go down and play with them on the floor. You understand? So that is some of the things we need to take into consideration. So it's very important. I think so. Nadia, we now woman. I'm saying I die for a house. About whom? To the woman. Okay. Oh, what is time? We have to go, right? I'm gonna hold that. Okay. So let's wrap it up. I think we have other meetings, but abnormality in children and difficult pregnancy. This is also one issue, right? Late marriage can also be a reason for abnormality in children. See, there's a research, if we get, even here, sperm loses its vitality, which can direct many abnormalities in children. And that is a fact. You see, the research indicates that this generation, whatever the environmental factors is not helpful. And the food we are eating is not helpful. So it's creating a lot of problems. So like men, our sperm vitality is reducing because the food that we have to eat to be able to get those nutrients for the body, we're not getting it. So it's reducing. And for that reason, our children is becoming abnormal. Or you will have some kind of, diseases with the children that you give birth and you don't even understand. These are some of the factors. Even if women can give birth, sometimes these birth result in children having mental problems. Because the body is already weak. And when you are giving birth, it's a struggle. Even the childbirth itself is a struggle. If you want to do it normal, without any medicine or whatever, medication or whatever, it's a pain. It's tough. So if you are old, it's difficult. So that's why when you go to the hospital, like those who are old and they want to give birth, the doctors treat you different. You will go to the hospital almost every week. But if you are younger, maybe a month you have not even gone. Because they think you are strong and you can do everything yourself. But then when you are old, they want to help you with, guide you, help you with other things to be able to hold a baby and all that kinds of stuff. So it's always good to do it early than later. Okay. I think so the battery is gone. Okay. Older mothers might face some risks during their pregnancies. For example, miscarriages, which is common, right? Miscarriages, congenital disabilities, high blood pressure, gestational diabetes, and difficult labor. So as we have said, so these are not necessarily like it cannot happen to a young lady who is going to give. That's not what we are saying. What we are saying is that we are looking at the probability. The probability of it happening to somebody who is older and giving birth is higher than it happening to a younger person. Why? Because a younger person is so strong and all the, the vitals are, are very, very active and strong. So the probability of you facing miscarriage is minimal. Disabilities, high blood pressure is minimal. But when you are old, see, even doctors will tell you, I'm not a doctor, but medical doctors will tell you, when you get to the age of 30s and above, your high blood pressure is already higher. It goes that level. So if you are younger and you measure like 120 and 120/80, when you are at the age of 30 and above, you will definitely go 125 and 85, around that, right? So it automatically increases, and then you are also going to give birth. So you see that during that time, your blood pressure will what? Will go high, diabetes and all those kind of things. And that can also affect the children that you give birth to. I think we probably will be wrapping it up. Yeah, let's read this research, then doctor will make the announcement, then probably we'll wrap it up. Research also indicates that older men who were 40 or over 40 were 5.75 times more likely to have an autism spectrum disorder than children of men under 30 years. And that is becoming more common. See, these days, this autism thing is becoming common. Why? Because we are giving birth at the later ages. So here, when you go to the hospital, they don't advise you to give birth after a certain age, because they think that there is so much factors that will not help. While women delay their marriage ages, they also delay their possibility of getting pregnant. That is why late marriage is crucial for women's pregnancy plans. So in the same point, this does not mean or negate the fact that somebody at early ages getting married will also have problem with childbirth, right? But then the probability of it happening to somebody who is at the later age of getting married and want to give birth is higher than that of the early age, right? So that is one factor why, we need to, disadvantages of late marriage, which is an advantage of early marriage. Okay. Now is the American College of Gynecologists reported that the likelihood of having a baby with Down syndrome increases as the age of a woman increases. So women, all this research is on you. But then it doesn't go to only the women, because the men, you also you are the most people who delay it, right? Sometimes the women want it and you say, no, I'm not ready, I don't have the money, all those kind of stuff. So it's good to do it early than late, to avoid all these that we are talking about. Whether to postpone marriage, late marriage, call for engaging in premarital sexual behaviors with the propensity of acquiring sexual transmission. This is very common. So the more you delay your marriage, the more you do what? Promiscuity, right? The more you fornicate. Because you see, when you get to a certain age, it's a demand. You see, sometimes Christianity, we have to face facts. When you get to a certain age, especially men, when you get to a certain age, it's a demand. You wake up in the morning and it's a demand. It's a need, you see. And sometimes it's difficult to even contain. That's why some men, they do certain things and they say, oh, I didn't even want to do it. Yes, he didn't want to do it, but he did it. Because it's a demand. So if you get to that age and you are still not married and the demand is on you, then you will definitely, if you have a girlfriend or whatever, you will definitely sleep over. You sleep with a person without even thinking twice. Your Christianity will be packed somewhere in a bag, and you zip it. Yeah, you will zip it. And sometimes people, they will push their Bible under the bed, finish, and then they will take the Bible back. There's a guy, he's not my friend, but he was a student when I was teaching at Valley View. And there's the last funny thing, then we go. And then, see, he's a good man. He sings. When he's singing, then the angels will be going up and down in the temple. Very good singer. And then one time, because when I was teaching, I was very young, so I mingled with these guys. And when I was a student about to finish, they were in first year. So we mingled. So the guys came, and they were singing and everything. So when they finished, I was talking to them, and one guy said, the guy left. So the other guy said, and I said, oh, this guy is a good singer. If he leave your group, he's going to collapse. Then one guy said, yeah, he's very good. And he's a prayerful man too. I said, oh, that's good. I said, you know how he pray? I said, how? They said, well, when the ladies come over, he's not able to control himself. He will sleep with them. And right then and then, he will realize that he made a mistake. He will tell the lady, let's go down on our knees. And pray for forgiveness. So he is such a good man. Right then and then. The forgiveness is not only for him, you too. Right? So the demands are high at that age. So don't wait so long. We're not pushing anybody to get married. But if, as I said, if all the whatever takes, right, then don't wait. Don't wait. If the guy is there, you have a good job, everything is there for you. Why are you waiting? Why do you want to be in courtship for years? Why do you want to be in courtship for years? And that's one other thing that if I'm teaching this courtship thing, you probably will even ignore it. Courtship in itself is there. It's a subject matter. It's there. But it does not mean you have to do it. Yes. There's a lot of research. See, when you go into research, you will see that there are research for and research against. But what you have to do is you have to outweigh them. Use the research against and the for and put together, and you will see why you don't need that long courtship. You don't need it. The factors that they will give you, will say, oh, wow. Because there's a lot of disadvantages over the advantage. I think there's a lot of stuff that we can, and we couldn't conclude it. So we should have concluded this. Then I think this woman already know the conclusion because they've already got it some time ago. So if we have to conclude it, then you will understand that, as I said, it's not about, you see, when you look at the advantages and the disadvantages, then you have to make a choice. The advantages of early marriage and then the disadvantages of late marriage. When you put them together, you understand that there is so much dangers, which even leads to death in late marriage than early marriage. And for that reason, if you are choosing, like if I want to choose, I would choose the early marriage because I don't want to die. You want to die early? I don't want to die. So I would choose the early marriage so that all this negativity that comes with late marriage, abnormalities in children, C-sections, low sperm count, and all those kind of things, which is the high probability of happening to people who marry late, will not happen to me. So I will get a healthy family, and then I will be able to live a better life. We probably will take it some other time, combine it with what the other topic we are doing? Family bonding. We probably will include the family bonding. You also need it. The family bonding that we are doing in the women ministry Tuesday. If you have time, join it. We are all learning. It will help us. Because as I'm researching and doing this, I'm also learning. Because the family bonding, we'll get to a point I will show you my weaknesses. I wrote it there. I will tell you. There's weaknesses in every family. You might not even see it. but it's there. Okay, so the more you study, you will see, oh, this is my weakness. And then you work on it. And that will bring that perfect family we all want. Okay, so God bless you, and we will meet another time.
Thank you very much, Elder Ade. So I haven't been here for some time now, and I'm here briefly because of the upcoming International Women's Day of Prayer. I know, Phyllis, you guys have done a good job, but I am here to... Brago, I need your attention. Thank you, honey. So I am here to let you know that every time I'm able to come in here to support you in person. Unfortunately, this coming Sabbath, I won't come because I'll be preaching at the Chi service. It's such an honor and a privilege. So be praying with me. But what I want to tell you is, I know Phyllis has already said so many things, but please try to be here on time. Try to be here on time. Like today when I came here, there was just one car outside. Please try to be here on time because it's the ladies' day. And we'll also be wearing our cloth. You know, we only have one uniform, so we'll be wearing our cloth. And there is a whole lot that is also planned for our upcoming 1-year anniversary of the inauguration. So we will have another program in June, but this is the week of prayer. So we are starting tomorrow on Zoom. You know the main church Zoom line, not the English service Zoom line. The main church Zoom line, that's where we'll be on from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. tomorrow. And then on Wednesday, Hannah will be leading. That's the same time, 7 to 8. And on Friday, we'll come to the Chi service. We'll have a joint service in the evening. And then on Saturday, we'll split. You'll have your service here, and then we'll have a service at the Chi service. And then in the afternoon, I'll come by with some of our leaders, and we'll have some discussions concerning young ladies. So this is what is lined up, and I would be very happy to see your full participation in this program like you've done in the past. So that's all I have for you. God bless us all. Amen. The Adventist young lady. Thank you, ladies. Thank you, ladies. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. Thank you.
Thank you. We are about to end the session, but I want to ask Elder, do you have about 10-15 minutes for questions and answers? Just so if anybody has questions or answers. Yeah, if anybody has questions, he has about 10 minutes, and so please, yes. Yeah. So any questions? So, okay, sorry.
All right. Friends, God is good. Elder, thank you so much for such a very powerful presentation. I have just watched a little bit of the morning section about how to choose a life partner. And I think that one, too, from Dr. Morkla was also a blessing. So a little bit that I just want to say in addition to this lesson is that, you know, for the guys, we have the choice. We make it happen. And for the ladies, sometimes it doesn't depend on you. But there are some of the ladies that think that I am not ready yet. I need to get my master's. I need to do my PhD. I need to get this. I think those are the ones that I think this message should speak to you. But if you are somebody that is ready and you are waiting, you shouldn't feel pressured. When it comes, it comes. But if you have the choice, please don't delay. With the guys, if everything is all right, don't wait till you get everything before you can get married. I think I've told you guys, when me and my wife, when we got married, that was when we didn't even have a bed. We slept in our apartment. And after a couple of weeks or months, and now we have a house. We have a house. So sometimes when I see those who are able and they're still delaying till I don't know when, if you are in the capacity to do, especially this generation, our generation and marriage is totally different from our parents. Our parents, many of them, our mothers were not working. You are a professional person. You are working. You have a career. You have your own life. your husband have their own life. When you guys meet together, let's even as when we got married, I was in school. And my wife was fully working. I used to work just weekends. She took care of the family. After 2 or 3 years, then I got back on my feet. That is how it works. Don't wait. I know some of the ladies, I think either immaturity or they say, I want somebody who is rich. Who is rich? Build it together. Build it together. We built together. That's a beautiful, when I was young, I used to tell my friends, say, maybe I don't want to marry when everything is all right. I used to tell my friends when I was in high school because, ska, ema pesika, it's natural. But I want somebody who will love me. When I didn't have anything, now you still love, those are the best. Don't wait, everything is all right. So make it a point, guys and ladies. If you see somebody who has the potential, let's assume the person is in school. You are in school, you have your career. In the next 2 or 3 years, he will be done. You guys can make it. At least, if you don't have any example, see, take me and my wife. In fact, please, in Ghana, I know say we are all Ghanaians, it's a bit me a country. I told her, ebi mo career ni ade ni na, but how do you try ebi minimum be a young person in our age, only be a oye. So the fact that maybe the person is not working right now, making 6 figures, and you're gonna lose valuable asset. So please have this open mind. Don't be under pressure when it doesn't depend on you. If you are a guy, don't wait to buy 75 inches TV in your room before you say, then I'm ready for marriage. No. So far as you have a work, you can take care of yourself. Your wife is also working. Man, you can make it happen. I'm telling you, Jeff, you can make it happen. Jeff, you are ready. Jeff, you are even more ready than when I got married. I'm telling you. You are more ready than when I got married. So with the guys, I'm just speaking to the guys, all the guys in this room. I know Phil is looking on his phone. Phil, it's okay. Phil, no pressure. I'm just making my point. Guys, we are all ready. I'm telling you, you are all ready. And with the ladies, with the exception of Davina, and you are more than ready. So for the ladies, I know you guys are getting in there. I know the ladies are all getting ready. So please don't let anything postpone your marriage. One time, one of the elders said, I want my daughter to get her master's before. I said, Elder, yes, I'll come and see me. I'll talk to your parents for you. So this, as Elder said, we are not putting pressure on anybody. We just want you to see the reality of life. So Elder, thank you so much. If you have the means, if the ball is in your court, don't delay. Elder Nyamisha.
Amen. So we'll take a few questions, and then I will start. I have a question. So you mentioned the disadvantages of marrying late, and in terms of pregnancy complications and taking care of kids when you are both old. So then, let's say an elderly woman or a lady who is old, should they consider someone, a guy who is relatively young? Because I know in our culture, age is such a big deal. If the guy is 10 years older than the woman, nobody cares. But if the lady is older than the gentleman, then it becomes a problem. So that at least there's a balance, because then there are some ladies that,
Right. So marriage itself, see, when it comes to age, it depends on the two people. It's not advisable for a younger guy to marry an older woman. It's not advisable. Factors that you want to avoid. One is that if you are a young guy and you marry somebody who is older than you, maybe older like 10 years, 11 years, that age, you get to a point you will not feel the fulfillment in the marriage. I think recently, I'm not certain, but one of my friends, we were in school, he was even a pastor's son. when we finished school, he got married. And I think the person he got married to was older woman. The person was old. And recently I heard that a guy who is a pastor, Adventist pastor, slept with another lady who is young, slept with that lady. And now the pastor, he has been disfellowship or something. Unfortunate incident. And when I analyze it, my analysis, the conclusion was that he got married to an older woman, gave birth, and that other woman is more older. There is a big scenario even in America here, one of our pastors, I don't want to mention name, but he also got married to an older woman when he was younger. And that woman is now real old. And that man is of age now, young and look energetic. And as I said, in the morning, the demands will come on him. And that woman is old. And when you are old, you get to the menopause age. And when menopause get on you, you don't need that thing. It's nasty to you. You don't want it anymore. And this man is at this age that want it. And how do I get it? I can get it from another girl. You understand? So most of promiscuity or fornication, adultery in marriages, it happens because of the age-wide difference. See, so it's not advisable for a younger person to marry an older lady. That wide age gap is dangerous. You don't want to do it. But the reverse is, you don't condemn anything. If that is what is there, because somebody, see, whatever that we are saying, it's not obsolete. Because somebody else can manage it. And somebody has managed it well. And it's working. And that person did not fornicate. That person did not do anything. President Kofour, I can mention his name because he's not here. President Kofour, he told a story, so I know. President Kofour and the wife, I think the age is wide. The age is, the woman was older than Kofour. See, when you, at some point, Kofour was looking still energetic when he came to the public domain, but the woman was not even able to accompany him, right? And now see the situation. She's gone, Kofour is still there. So these are some of the things, and people even made, case against Kofour that he was sleeping with young people and all. If you heard those things. See, why people were saying that? Because people were seeing how the woman is incapable. And they think that then the woman cannot even have anything to do with him. And for that reason, they were just saying. So to avoid all those sentiments and other things that you will face in the future, make sure that if you have everything in there, then choose somebody of your age. Somebody age gap of about 5 years, 6 years, that's okay. If the man is 6 years, 7 years, at least 10 years older than the woman, it's accurate. Yes, sister. Yes, it's accurate. See, the reason is women grow older faster. And that comes as a result of childbirth. The more you are giving birth to children, the more you become weak and you grow older. Not older in age, but in the body. The body grow older. So if the guy is older, right, than you more, then you catch up, right? By the time you are older, the guy has already catch up and it will level up. So that's the reason. So those are the. Yeah, that is okay. See, you can even marry your age mate. But see, it also comes with the same line. If you marry your age mate, you, the woman, is going to be older looking than your age mate guy. That's why when we were in school, the ladies, it wasn't even the lady, the teachers, when we're in the second cycle, secondary school, here is what? Secondary school is high school, right? When we were in high school in Ghana, the teachers were telling us, there was one teacher, the face has come. He was always telling us that these ladies sitting here, we will marry them. Now you. The teacher was not older, but, and it's true. And it's true. Now, if I see my mate high school, my mate. I can call some of them mother. Yes. I remember when JSS is what, middle school, here, middle school. When I went to Ghana, I think I left for a long time, about 15 years I've now gone back. When I went back, I met some of my JSS mates, a woman. Oh, man. I mean, I was like, a son. When I was working with her, I was like a son. Because she's all grown up, fulfilled, everything. I'm like, wow, that's a mother. See, so that's how it is. And it's normal because a guy, a lady will always outgrow you, especially when they start giving birth. You can't even compare yourself with them. So when you marry, the age gap is not wide and you are close. That's what you're going to experience. Your wife will be. And there was this pastor, friend. We were friends when we were in Valley View. And this pastor, he was. See, I'm just talking about reality in marriage. The things that we are saying, there are certain things, factors you have to consider. If you don't want somebody who is short, don't be considerate that I'm getting late, so I will consider the short one. If you don't want short. Because see, the person is not, there's no way the person is going to be long for you, tall or whatever for you. No, it's not going to happen. The person is going to be short. You understand? There are certain things you can consider, manage, but when it comes to stature, don't play with it. If you don't want, don't go for it. Go for what you want. Because if you go for the short, in a considerate form, the person is not going to be tall for you. And it will endanger your marriage. Because you don't want it, and you just considered it. So every time, it will be. That's why in marriages, when the fight comes, sometimes the man or the woman can make a certain comment, and it can destroy the family. Because the man says, oh, I didn't even want a short man, I considered. And it's real. The person didn't want, right? Or I didn't want even an older woman, and I considered you, and I marry you. You are old, I marry you. It's a problem. So if you don't want it, back off. And make sure you get what you want. And then, everything will be fine for you. Yes. No question?
Wait, issue that you just said about if you don't want it. Then from what we just learned, if you have come to the realization that, well, this was what I wanted, but now, as you said, you have to get to a point you have to be flexible. So for now, I've come to accept or come to terms with it. And you are moving in with that mindset. I think that kind of changes a little bit than the consideration mindset. So there is nothing wrong when it gets to a point that something you don't want, but now you've come to terms with it that now I think it's something I can flex it, manage it, and I'm settling on it. There is nothing wrong with that. And my contribution is, I think in the morning and right now you also mentioned it, and I happen to be relatively matured, older in a way. I have most of my friends who are married, and sometimes when they are talking, they start telling you how they started. You see them now, and most often, I want to say, our elders and those in the married category, like what Pastor just did, we don't often hear their beginning. So we see the flourish part, the end product. Yeah. So most often, we also want to kind of make sure we've reached that status before we make it. So I also feel then if that part is part of your life is kind of hidden from those behind, we kind of make our decisions based on what we are seeing. We want to wait and also, meet this kind of status. So I think it's time we also chip in those kind of realities, as you said, when you started, those kind of things, so that we kind of demystify some of the things, expectations we have.
Let me see. There's a reality here. There's a reality. What Pastor said, I'm not disputing what he said. That is right. But see, if you are in America here, it's relatively, you're not starting from level 0. Understand what I'm saying? Because here, everybody, at least everybody, is at a certain level, which is not bad level. It's a good level. See, in marriage, it's not like you will just shoot two, unless somebody who was born with golden spoon, a silver spoon in their mouth already. But some of us who was not like that, in as much as you are here in America, like me, when I was getting married, I was not that bad. Why am I saying I'm not bad? I'm not bad because I took probably 10,000 or 15,000 or whatever, or even more, for a wedding and bride price and those kind of stuff. So why am I saying I was poor? I was not. But maybe bad choices that made me poor. Maybe bad choices, that's why I went to sleep on the floor and did not get, you understand? I'm not saying what Pastor said, that's true. It can happen to somebody like that. But I'm saying that in most cases, in America here, it might be because of bad choices. Let me give you the reason. With me, when I was getting married, I have worked with about 3, because I was a consultant. I've worked with about 4 companies, top class companies, and I was paid good. Even though I was, like in the industry, I was from a certain level, lower level. But I was paid good. So when I was getting married, I was ready. I had the money. I can do whatever I want. Even if I wanted to buy a house, I could have bought a house, right? But what I'm saying, the mismanagement is, maybe somebody is not there. The job, maybe you work at McDonald's. You don't take that much. But you have saved something good that can get you into marriage. But you are looking at the wedding that Mr. Kofi Manu did here. And they used 25 candles. So you want to do 25 or even more. You understand what I'm saying? This so did a wedding. I remember there was one friend of mine. The person is even here. And the wedding, the person said, they did a wedding all right, but the person said the wedding that they had is not their, what do they call it, soul wedding or what? Dream wedding. I think you have one about to happen, right? Yes. So the wedding they had is not her dream wedding. So she will plan for her dream wedding. See, so the mentality of the people and how extravagant you are. Even though I was saying I was fine, I was okay. But then if I have to marry again, what I did at that time, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do any wedding. Yes. I'm not. See, these are some of the things that delay marriages also. Because people want to have wedding. As a matter of fact, wedding is not even your culture. What you are planning and doing it bigger, it's not your culture, so you do it wrong. The last time I did the tradition, and it's not your culture, and because it's not your culture, it's a borrowed culture, you are doing it wrong. Because those people that the culture belongs to them, they can go and stand on the riverside and have that wedding. Just 3 people. That is their culture. That's not your culture. But you have borrowed their culture, and you bring it here, and you want 5 million people to come, and you will feed all of them. You understand what we are doing to ourselves? So in your marriage, you want to save maybe a huge sum of money for your wedding because you are planning the number of people coming, feeding all of them, giving them gifts, all those kind of stuff. Bringing invited guests from people to preach at your wedding, and you have to flight. And I remember when my sister was getting married in Ghana, and she called my elder sister here. They talk. They don't tell me when the money issue comes. They call me. So they talk, and behind the scenes, they are inviting a pastor from Accra to go to Kumasi and do that wedding. And they came and told me, I said, for what reason? What wedding, what blessing at all this man will do that Kumasi pastor cannot do? That you are flying. The men say he can use and in Ghana, you came just recently. In Ghana, if you are doing a wedding, you have to buy the suit for the pastor. What he say? Yes. Right? Maybe and the other thing is, you see your bridegrooms, right? Just right. The party. Here, they are so considerate and they buy their own dress because here they have the money. Ghana, they don't have the money. It's your wedding and you are asking me to come and follow you. So you buy me the coat, whatever suit, whatever, the shoes. You got to buy it. The traditional wear, you have to sew everything for me. So when you put all that money together, it can buy a house. You understand what I'm saying? So if I say I will not do a wedding, even though I can afford, but I will save that money for the marriage. Save that. See, if you start marriage and you have money in that marriage, it's sweet. But if you can do the most wedding that has never happened. If you finish that wedding and that night you go home and you don't know what you are going to eat, and the next day is going to be even more terrible. That is the breakdown of your marriage. It's starting from this, right? So let's try to cut our coat according to the size. Don't make things so extravagant. It doesn't add any value. You see, sometimes when you are young, your way of thinking, some of us, if we had people to guide us. I remember this the Autry's son, Dr. Robert. Robert is a doctor. Even though, but I believe it's good to do whatever wedding he wanted to do. And even if he can't afford at that time, he can take loan from the dad and he will pay the dad in a minute, right? But then what did he do? I'm citing it as an example. He did not do a wedding. What they did over there, it was a simple program. And when you see what they did, it will not cost them whatever huge sum of money. It's a few amount of money and feeding and those things. Very simple. But now I believe, I'm not in their marriage, but I believe they are successful. Because that money, millions or thousands of dollars that he could have used to spend here for whole people to come and eat, he has kept that money, and maybe they have used that money to buy a beautiful, nice car, and they are riding it, and they are having the fun. That money I will give you wache, and you will even complain. That my wache is not, this guy wedding, the wache was not even good. And that's what Ghanaians normally do. They go home, the food, this guy, I think he is probably poor. What a smart job about it. So, what's happening with Atamaka? And you know, Miss Remo, your person will be. See, if the mistakes that we have made, right, we wouldn't want you to do that mistake. It's not like, see, yeah, wedding is fine, it's your dream, whatever. But see, you can make some small arrangement, and you can have your beautiful gown and everything, like the white people do. The borrowed culture, we borrow from them, and now they do it nicely at a small corner with 5 people, 10 people, and they go home joyfully. But they have made a wedding. It's recorded, right? So let's think along that lines. Do our men, we can help them. Because some of the men, they are not married, not because they can marry, but because of that demand. They are thinking of spending about 20,000 or 25,000 for a wedding, and they don't have that money yet in their account. So they are waiting to get 25,000 for a wedding, and then think about where you will stay after wedding, buy all the room things and do this. So, honeymoon. Thank you, my sister. You will do it, right? You will do it. Yeah, honeymoon. They say, I don't want the honeymoon even in US. They want to go to Paris. Yeah, one of my friends, I think after the wedding, they went to Paris. But see, don't also try to compare yourself with others. It's dangerous. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't compare yourself with others, what somebody has done. Somebody had a honeymoon at Paris, so I also want to go to Paris. My friend, you are not like that person, and you will never be like that person. See, if I do a wedding now and I want to go to Paris, I will go. In a twinkle of an eye, I will be there. Because now I've worked for the past 8-9 years. So by God's grace, I got the money. And I'm not because of SD, I'm not a wasteful, because we don't spend money, right? SD. Yeah, prepare for work. So you see, so the money is there, but that does not mean you have to just, because the marriage will demand, these kids will come, you have to take care of them. So if you have saved a lot of money there, then you know your future is going to be bright. But if your marriage get to a point where there's no financial, means and other things, everything will break down. It's not a successful marriage, right? So let's try to cut things so that men will know that, okay, this wedding is no more. We don't need real big wedding. We want something small. Not say don't do wedding, something small. Traditional, like Kwajo's wedding, Pastor Chumasi's son, Kwajo's wedding, the traditional one, it was fine. I would have wished after the tradition, that would have been end. But anyway, maybe something happened. I was not there, but yeah. So let's plan the traditional. You can make the traditional. If I'm going back, that wedding I did, I will not do it. I'm telling you, I've told my wife already, so if you tell her. She knows already. But I've told her, I think my in-laws even I spewed that too also. That if I'm coming back, don't think about wedding because we will not do it. We will do the traditional and do it nice. You see, traditional can be very nice. You don't know. Very, very nice. Some people now, Ghana, you see, the Ghanaians, they are changing their mentality. A lot of people doing the tradition, right? Brother, they are not doing the wedding because it's somebody's culture and we are, damaging everything.
My thing is, did you want the wedding or like your wife wanted the wedding? Because I know there's certain situations where like the woman wants the wedding, but like the guy doesn't want the wedding. What would you do in that situation?
I'm the stupid and the fool one. Yeah. She didn't want it. And I was forcing it. No, even in the family gathering, see how I'm saying I'm the stupid one. In the family gathering, I was paying everything. As a matter of fact, I said everything in the wedding, including her dress, whatever, I will not let anybody pay anything. I will pay everything. So I was paying it. But she said, I don't want none. No wedding. Just traditional. Come pay whatever you pay to my parents and we are married. Simple. So now judge me if I'm wrong. And I came and pay all the millions, whatever money we spent, right? But at the end of the day, the point is the woman didn't want it. So if you get the opposite saying I don't want it, go for it. Then say I don't also want it. Don't insist. You see, because if you insist, let's say I insisted and something happened afterwards, that no money. Then, you see, if she's not a good woman, she will start blaming you. I told you. And this I told you in marriage, don't bring it. Because the moment you start, I told you so, that's the end of your marriage. I told you so is not in marriage. Even if the opposite made that mistake, it's still on you all. That's how you have to take it. If you do I told you so, then it's going to be another tussle, right? So that's how it happened. I mean, afterwards we realized, some of the discussion we realized. All this money, why? But then it's gone. There's no turn around. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So this is also personal experience. We know I did my wedding almost 3 years ago. Very simple. And we were on the same page. It was a very simple, nice wedding. At the end of the day, when we finished, when we went home, we had actually gotten more money than we put into the wedding. Yeah, we were on the same page. We planned not to be big, flashy. We could have taken a loan, but the joy in finishing your wedding, going home and realizing, zero debt, rather profit. The happiness we got that night. Yeah, so because right after the wedding, it's just you and your spouse. And you are kicking off with 20,000 debts, 30,000 debt. What for? I've said this here when we did the Feed and Finance series. If you buy a wedding dress on Amazon costing $200, and somebody goes to a boutique and buys a wedding dress for $10K, on the day of wedding, God's glory will be on both women. The one costing $10K won't have more blessings than the other one. But exactly at the end of the event, who goes home happy? Somebody's going to be in trouble. So, whereas $10,000 may be something very simple for someone, check yourself and your spouse. Can you guys actually afford it? How are you going to pay for it? Don't compare. Like I said, we did ours, and at the end of the day, we're happy. We made more money from people's gifts and donations and our uncles. We made more money than we put into the wedding, but who knows? So it should be relative. Don't compare with others. God will put his glory and his glamour on both of you on that day, and it's just going to be awesome. So yeah, just cut your coat really according to your size.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. This is one of the topics I was very interested about. Something took me away. I just want to say something based on what I heard so far. We should all be on the same page. But the thing I also want to add is that sometimes the man has to be a man, and the lady has to also be a lady. But one will be weaker though. Let me use my case, for instance. My wife was here. I was in Ghana. I was okay. I could afford everything. I have the resources to do it. She came from here. She was also coming with money. Bought everything from here. In fact, in our gift, in our wedding, we gave so much gift that it was too much. Yes. But this is it in Sunyane. This is what I want to say. In fact, the day before we went for the wedding, I know myself and my wife were at Women Ministries leaders' house with the one of the district church elders. And the reason was simple. She wanted it like long, right? I also said I have only need 2. If you insist on that, you have to go back to US. When I'm ready, then you come back, we continue. That is it. It ended there. That is who I am. I have the resources. I told her I have the resources to do it. But I'm not going to do something that will put pressure on others. I won't do it. Then I made her, the one who follows, a maid of honor, right? She was the one influencing the whole thing because she was in Ghana. That was her best friend. So this is what I did. I made her to get a booklet. Wherever we went to, anything we're buying, anything we're doing, write it down. We didn't get, even the reception food alone was more than, that time, 2010 was over 100 million, more than 10,000. At the day of the wedding, we got short like, they have to just call me that Adrianene is, then they should add more. Add more. You understand? Then, now, later on, the lady now came to confess that Kwame, you understand? So she now came to confess. So when we finished, I told my wife that, look, you don't know the system here. I know it. So if I allow this lady to influence you and I flow with you, we can afford it, but it will not make sense. And after that, they came to confess it. So what I'm saying is that know yourself, know what you want to achieve, and also remember that whatever you're doing today will have impact on others. You understand? So I was happy when Vanessa and Owusu's wedding is one of the weddings I was so much happy about because they made everything simple. And for me, it was sending a message across to those who are not married yet, because most of the people are not getting married because of the resources, not because of anything. So we always have to make sure we limit some of the things. So know yourself. When it gets to that point, put your feet down. I'm telling you, it went to Women Ministries Director's house with the husband. The husband was the district elder. I said, I'm not doing it until she agrees that we are cutting off all those people. She had no choice. She agreed. If she was here, she would have confirmed it. Yes.
Please, let's be on our feet. Elder Morkla, please pray with us. We have to join the other session.
Let's pray. Gracious Father, we want to thank you so much for this opportunity. We are doing all this because we want to be at the feet of your cross. And we also want to have a happy home, so that in our wedding days, we will not bring unnecessary hardship on ourselves. After the wedding, we'll be struggling to pay. We hope and pray that through all this month's program that we did, we are able to get the necessary lessons across to our membership. Continue to be with us and continue to let these messages linger in our hearts, so that we'll be able to be the people that you want us to be, even in our marriages and after our marriages. As we depart from here, may you bless us with your gift of Holy Spirit. May you touch us, continue to protect us as we depart from here into our various homes and even some to our workplaces. Until we meet again, let your blessings be among us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Say it into